welcome to Ace Anime Reviews Wednesday. I'm Ace Barrett King, founder and chief editor of AceAnimeReviews.com. I use he, him pronouns, and the other two here are...
I'm Noah Haley, they, them. I'm the newest and youngest writer at Ace Anime Review.
You just faded out or stopped talking.
I stopped talking because I stopped introducing myself. Did you catch any of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm Charlie, they, him. And we're just having so much fun here today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going great. We're all top of our game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, Ace Anime Reviews is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a review site that mainly specializes in anime. Though it also has we also talk about whatever the heck else we want to talk about. I don't need this one. And our most recent article from Friday was by yours truly, and it's called "To Be Married Empress, Rashta is Fine Though," and it's basically just an analysis / somewhat half-hearted defense of Rashta's character from The Married Empress. We have a Patreon. About right now would be where we would shout out any new patrons if we had any, but as we do not, just briefly summarize our tiers. If they'll load. Alright, they won't. Anyway, tier 1, it's $1 a month. Basically get, oh here it is. You get to read reviews a week early, excluding premieres and other first impressions, and you get to vote on which light novel fan has to suffer through each month. $5 a month, you get access to our Discord. We're just chatting about random whatevers. Mostly anime. And then at $10 a month, you get placed into an automatic drawing to join us in one of these oh-so-stimulating discussions. And then...
Wait until we start
Very
talking about
stimulating.
anime. It'll be stimulating.
Oh, yes.
This time I will not spend several minutes screaming about the Old Republic.
Oh, no. Alright, and then that's that on that, and now we can get into it. And this week, I actually, starting Sunday, I actually started taking notes, which I probably should have been doing from the beginning. But hey, better late than never. So the only one I did take note, because I started on Sunday, so I don't have notes on Heaven's design team, so let's just get that one out of the way right away. I forgot they made a bat.
Yes, they made a bat. And they made, oh god, what was it?
They made a panda.
Oh yes, a panda.
Yes, panda and the running urchin.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, and they killed one of the angels.
Oh yeah, she went to hell.
not dead. She's just in hell.
She went to hell so
That's
she could
the
make
same
bees
thing.
and dogs. Did you guys stop talking or?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
It was very cute. Enjoyed it. They changed what they were Romanizing.
Oh
their
yeah,
names
that
as,
was
and now
weird.
they're all-
Like fortunately,
Apparently,
that's how
Sorry,
it is
go
in the translation of the manga.
yeah. But I was very confused when they started referring to Venus as Venus because if she'd been referred to that the entire time,
Yeah.
I would have remembered her name better.
Yeah, like it wouldn't have been a problem if they'd been calling them by those names from the beginning, but suddenly switching partway through is just odd.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Yeah. But anyway. Should we move on, or do
It was
you?
cool to learn why zebras are black and white.
Oh, it's
I
so.
didn't know that before that episode.
Oh yeah, and they,
God
when they
wanted
gather
to create
together, you
the
can't
animals?
tell when one ends and the other begins, which they did not cover in the episode.
Yeah, and also it helps with the flies.
Yes. Anyway. Shall we move on to Skate the Infinity?
It was good. I'm
Yeah.
gonna beat someone to death. I'm gonna beat that anime character to death with his own fucking skateboard and stab him in the dick with his fake horns.
Let's not. You mentioned that he was one of those guys who takes the sport too seriously, but he takes it really seriously, but not in the same way that they usually do. That it's annoying.
That's,
It's like it seems
I
like he
mean-
just has to deal with a lot from work and his family being kind of really kind of crappy, and like
He
he
deals
just
with
uses it
bullying
as
teenagers.
as like a.
He tried to kill a kid.
Well, yes, he did do that.
I mean, he
That's
tried to
just like
hospitalize him. I don't think his goal was death.
yeah.
To
Like-
be
At the speed we were
he's-
going and the incline, he could very easily have died.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
when
yeah.
I
There was
complain about the motherfucker who takes it too seriously, it's not the guy that they enjoy it to an intense degree. It's to where they get all pissy about other people not enjoying it the right way. You know.
That's fair.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's still a motherfucker who I want to beat to death, though.
Oh yeah, he is. But he is just straight up a JoJo's character. He even moves
Oh,
like a
man.
JoJo character. And I discovered that Adam is what's the word? Where you take the first letter from each word and then turn it into a word. An anagram. It's an
Anagram.
It's an anagram for a Dio ass motherfucker.
Makes sense.
Yep. And let's see. And the first of my notes that I put here is that Adam is Joe's ex. And also that him fighting a bride seems unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's unlikely because I personally am going to beat him to death with a skateboard.
And also the vibes he gives off would scare away any sane, reasonable woman.
And also because he's gay.
And also that.
Sure.
Okay, after that, my only other note is just buy A and W over and over and over again.
It's just what?
Buy A and W, buy A and W, eat at A and W, drink A and W. A and W, A and W. Because you remember there was that incredibly obvious advertisement for A and W right in the middle of the episode?
No.
Just-
I didn't.
Oh, yeah, they went to A and W for lunch.
Nice.
Yes.
Good for them.
And,
Oh, I do remember that.
and Shadow was telling Catboy to eat a whole lot of hamburgers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah.
It's lighthearted little things like that. Just suddenly, I just forgot about them by the end of the episode for
Yeah.
some reason.
It reminded me of Akiba's trip with the Carl's Jr. You just cannot integrate real world products into anime and make them seem like they fit.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah. Anybody got anything else to say about Skate the Infinity?
I
I'm
really
looking
love
forward.
Art.
Oh yeah, it's
And
great.
the animation, every episode, it just blows my fucking mind.
It's
How
pretty.
beautiful it is.
Yeah,
Very nice.
it's a very pretty show. It's not the prettiest because Wonder Egg exists, but it's very pretty.
Oh yeah.
I will say, I do appreciate that they've softened my attitude on Shadow just by him constantly being referred to as old and him having to protest that he's only 24.
Oh, well, he's a florist
Yeah.
with a girly name, and he drives a pink car. It's very easy to soften your impression of him after that.
It is, yes.
He's a great character. I like Shadow.
Yeah.
Lot of fun.
Yeah. And plus, he keeps getting pushed around by all these
Regularly
kids.
Engages in attempted homicide. But,
Yes.
you know.
But It's because he knows that their world runs partly on cartoon physics, so nobody's gonna actually get hurt, or at least they won't die.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something to do to keep me focused, and I'm not finding anything.
Oh well.
Mm,
Just gonna have to zone in and out while we're talking.
okay.
Okay.
So we move on to.
That's Skate. What's next?
Next is Jobless. Oh, this episode is rough. This is gonna be a jumping off point for a lot of people.
Yeah, I knew it was coming because I read the manga,
Yeah.
but it's still, the man's a dick.
Okay, so which is grosser, Rudy actively and knowingly planning to groom Sylphie, or literally everything about Paul?
Oh, I think they're tied. They're very much tied.
Yeah, like
Fucking.
and Rudy saying, well, he's got a hold over her because he knows something. No, he doesn't need to know anything about him. He's her boss. And also,
Hey,
he
I'm
raped
taking my
her.
headphones off. Let me know in the chat when you're done talking about this.
Yeah.
Yep.
There. So yeah, he doesn't need blackmail to have a hold over her.
Oh.
He's got power over her. Also, you know the holy relic? I think it's a holy relic just because it's panties, not necessarily because it's Roxy's panties. He'd probably treat him the same if it was just a random pair of panties he picked up off the ground.
Yeah, maybe, but I think it's a little more for him because it's hers,
Yeah.
which is still gross.
Yes, it is still gross. But it could be worse.
Yeah. And what else happened?
We saw Roxy again, and her new student who is even grosser than Rudy.
Yeah, and his dad knocked him the fuck out and had him kidnapped for a job.
Oh yeah. Oh, and also he now has 2 little sisters, which I'm sure is not gonna be creepy at all.
Well, he did say he wants to be the cool big brother.
Yeah.
He's not perving on him yet.
One of his full sister has a dumb name. What's it? Is it Norn?
Yeah, Norn.
The other kid's name is much better.
Yeah.
Aisha, I think.
Yeah, and her mom is going to groom her to serve him.
Oh yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah. Why the fuck would you do that to a kid? However grateful you are to another child.
Because she's got very messed up ideas about stuff because it's the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
But yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else to talk about in this episode. Basically, just it was gross.
Yeah.
The episode only had 1 star on Funimation, and I quickly figured out why.
It has reached its low point.
Oh, good. So we're only going up from here.
One can hope.
Oh, I hope so. Alright, so should we move on to Egg?
Yeah, let's get Haley back.
Yep.
You guys having fun?
So much.
We're ready to talk about eggs.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
So the girl in the OP that I thought might be a trans girl is a trans girl. That's cool.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, they left some room for maybe she's just a butch lesbian, but most of the episode revolved around her being misgendered to the point where she was crying over it. So I think she's probably pretty clearly supposed to be read as trans. Like they wouldn't call, like they had people not calling her the name that she wanted to be called and all that. And like they did have her wearing a skirt in her flashback, but it's possible that her middle school either let her or that she was just wearing it because it was after school. But I think it's way more likely that she's trans than that she's a butch cis girl.
trans lesbian.
Well,
Like she could still be a lesbian, but you know.
Them back. Girls just keep falling in love with her.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
and also she said that
flashback.
she did say that she found Adam's apple sexy, so
Yeah.
There.
you know. But still pretty
So
cool.
she could be bi.
Yeah. She could be. But yeah, but still I think trans is is probably where they're headed with that.
Yeah.
Or otherwise just in some way gender nonconforming, but she's pretty adamant about being seen as feminine, specifically feminine, like Momo is a girl's name. But and like when she said that her real name is Momoe, that could be that that's her legal name, or that could just be that that's her preferred name. It could mean either way.
We'll find out.
Yeah. And then are we supposed to recognize the last name Sawaki? Am I forgetting something about that, or?
I don't think it's something they're
think
gonna
so.
talk about later.
Okay.
They're introducing a plot point.
Yeah. Yeah, but Aineru is the
that's no, that's I's homeroom teacher.
the counselor.
Oh, yeah.
The counselor that she doesn't like. Yeah, him. Okay.
Who had a moment with her friend.
Yeah, I think she was probably reading that wrong. I hope.
Probably.
Maybe.
But but Aineru is the correct ship. That is what you should be shipping, because that is the one that is right.
Yes.
Also, the mannequins are sexist.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And the girls they keep
That
saving.
whole discussion of
Yeah. All that kind of gendered reasons for suicide and stuff. It's like, yeah, lots of people have lots of reasons. But I'm hoping that they're going to like push back against that, and that's going to be one of the things that they do. And but the girls they're saving, they're always so goddamn brave. They just kick ass. Every last one of them.
yeah.
I know. It's great.
And you know what?
There's a point where they find one who's not
Yeah.
brave.
Sure that'll happen eventually, but so far, like the Idol fangirls, they were awesome. I loved them both.
I don't know. I think a running theme that I've noticed so far is that they can't really beat any of the big bad boss monsters until the girls they're trying to save step up and help.
Yeah.
Until they're ready to fight back, they can't be beat.
Yeah, because they got to give them their item that turns into a cool weapon.
Yeah, so I think maybe the eggs don't hatch until they've reached that point. Like, you're not going to get their eggs until they've reached that point.
Yeah. And then, I think the verdict on Rika is that she is a big damn hero.
Sure.
That was super cool how she just kind of, she had that big hero moment, and it was awesome.
She did have that nice little cavalry moment.
But I like Rika, she's cool. But I did also appreciate that we got less of her in this episode. We can possibly have an overdose of Rika.
Possibly, just a little.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing how Momo fits into the group and how she gets along with everyone.
Oh, she like clicked with I right away.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's the
clicks
best.
with
Yep.
She's so sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, she's great. And yeah, it was a good episode. I like that episode. Anybody have any random thoughts about any other anime they're watching? I have a whole list of them.
Wave was cute.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they got through their competition, and I think Tanaka got in second. It was very cute. And then at the end they had their little let's go, we're all friendly rivals forever meeting, and it was very sweet.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
We
Nice
talked
talk.
about the spider yesterday. I enjoyed that episode.
Yeah, but the monkeys looked bad.
The monkeys looked bad. So did that other dinosaur-looking dragon.
Yeah, those did not integrate as well as some others have. And
It would be nice if they stopped making all the humans 3D and all the monsters CGI.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Then I've been thinking about this since first season, but Rin and Nadeshko in Laid Back Camp should change names. Cause just Rin is just a more suitable for name. It's the sort of name that you associate with a cheerful, pink-haired girl, and Nadeshko is the sort of name that you associate with a quiet or dark-haired girl. So they need to swap names. Do the little dance thing in like in Wayside School. And Kimono Jihen had the best monster girlfriend. Their version of a Nekomata is a sexy cat lady. Marry one of those. Did I lose you guys, or are you just not talking?
No, we're just quiet. We're listening.
Okay.
I don't know what anime you're talking about. I got distracted looking for something to focus on.
Well,
Kimono
apparently,
Jian, I think, was the last one.
yeah,
Oh, I haven't
Kimono
seen that.
Jihen. And then Cells at Work. You have not reminded me to talk about the lactic bacteria, but that's okay because I put it in my notes.
I wrote it down something somewhere and then lost it.
But anyway, it wasn't specifically the lactic bacteria, but more just the general idea of there being good bacteria in your gut. Because basically, there's some illnesses caused by having not enough of them good bacterias, and one of the ways they treat that is by putting more good bacterias. And you know how they do that? A fecal transplant. Do you know what that is?
That's gross.
It's where they take the poop from one butt and put it into another butt.
Yeah, we guessed. Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yep.
With delight in all the facts you choose to share with us. Thank you, Ace.
Yes, and then another alternate title for this week's episode of Horimiya could have been Toru's Terrible, Awful, No Good, Very Bad Day.
Yeah.
Oh, and the little pro tip: you can make the can, if you think the can's gonna explode because it's all shaken up. You can avert that by tapping the top of it.
Yeah, 3 times. Or just pay attention when they warn you that it's about to explode and set it aside for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Too. Don't automatically assume that your best friend and the girl you have a crush on were fucking in the middle of a school building in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
That might also be something to consider.
Well, I mean, he is an idiot. This is
He's
well
so
established.
dumb.
The Calliope Mori, one of the English Hololives, dropped a new song, and she is the best English Holo, and do not at me. I will fight you on that.
Okay.
And also Matsu-san, Totoko. I like that they just pretty much Totoko and Ya are just straight up married now, and they are complete disaster lesbians. And there was I've never had imoni, which is what they were making in this episode, and I don't know what it is exactly, but there was a slight argument about soy sauce versus miso, and I can tell you that 100% of the time miso is the better option.
Yes. Soy sauce is just salt.
Yeah, well, miso is salt and beans. Well, it's fermented mushroom stuff with soybeans and salt. It's tasty. Now, the grocery store where I go used to have cup udon with miso flavor, but they stopped carrying it once the pandemic hit.
Aww.
Yeah. Did they ever explain how 2 presumably non-military or Yakuza-associated girls in Japan got guns? In Other Side Picnic?
Toriko finds them lying around the other side and hands them out.
Aw.
Apparently there's a lot of them around.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Does it? Doesn't make sense?
Well, I
I don't
mean,
know what makes sense.
there's a bunch
anymore.
of Marines in there, so yeah, it kind of does.
That's true. There
Then-
are Marines.
Yep. Then,
Very sadly.
Rimuru is done being a teacher, and he has ended by passing on some good taste in manga. He's making Parasite with kids, which is that's a good show. And once again, organized religion is coming to ruin everyone's good time, because that's just what they do. Then finally,
Religion.
finally ReZero Somebody referred to the disciple of greed or whoever or to call it or whoever the fuck he is as anime Ben Shapiro because he talks way too. He just never stops fucking talking. And I just could not stop thinking about him as anime Ben Shapiro the whole episode. And he really does talk the way that Ben Shapiro would talk if Ben Shapiro was an anime villain.
Amazing.
So it was a lot of fun seeing him get buried and ragdolled all around. Okay. And then finally, there's a new Shonen Jump series called I Tell C. It's about a lady detective who solves crimes by being a creepy stalker. It would be good if it was played less straight. So
Sounds horrible, actually.
Yeah,
Good?
It would if it was like played for humor, it'd be fine. It'd be fine, but they played it too straight, and it was just a bit too weird. I mean, I like that the token chick is the main character, or at least the protagonist of sorts. She's at least of equal weight to the two brothers. But yeah, it's just a bit weird. And that's all my random thoughts on anime. So now it's time for our just general discussion. And hey guys, I've got a riddle for you. What's both gay and homophobic?
Sports anime.
The correct answer is boys love, but sports anime is also a good one. And there's a sports thing this weekend, so let's talk about sports. Specifically sports anime.
This weekend, Ace?
I don't know. Football. I'm taking
Football.
chips. I'm making homemade salsa to take to work with me on that day.
American football or European
Bad football. It's
Bad
the Super
football.
Bowl. Super Bowl's on Sunday.
Sorry, brief divergence. Charlie, do you happen to have 3 different characters on my copy of Oblivion?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
Oh god, it's either you or Adam. Okay, I was just wondering. Sorry.
Sports ball.
Sports anime. Let's talk about sports anime. What sports anime do you like? Other than Skate the Affinity. There was a weird noise and then nothing. What?
I don't watch.
Sorry, I heard.
You haven't watched any sports anime? The best sports anime is Keijo. That's the one where the girls fight over a pool and they hit each other with their boobies and their buddies.
I see.
Yep.
Okay.
It's delightful. That's the one that came out the same season as Yuri on Ice, and it was a better sports anime than Yuri on Ice. And yes, I will fight you on that.
What's it called?
Keijo.
Keijo. I haven't seen it, but I have seen Yuri on Ice, and I love Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice.
I'm a huge.
Yuri on Ice
Go
was
ahead.
good, but I quickly got tired of seeing the same figure skating routines over and over and over again. Like,
That's fair.
Like, I understand why they would only animate them each once. I know that animation is not cheap, but it was boring to watch.
I liked it.
Yeah.
But then I don't pay much attention to the visual element of things I'm watching. So that's fine for me. Yuri on Ice is perfectly fine for me because I can just put it on in the background.
And then that
didn't have to watch it.
anime won Best Animation that year, even though it was the same year that Mob Psycho and Flip Flappers came out. Which is just...
Oh, it's because it was gay.
Oh, yeah, I know, but still.
That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason it got any of the acclaim it got. It's not because it's great. It's because it took the homoerotic subtext and made it text.
Yeah, and that was good, and I
Nice.
appreciated that. But
As
still.
did I.
I
I'm gonna be a cat person.
haven't played Madolce in so long, I don't remember to do. Oh, here we go.
I didn't really watch a lot of anime before I signed on with you guys, and I don't really watch much anime outside of premieres now. So I don't know a lot of sports anime. I watched Yuri on Ice because everyone and their mother watched Yuri on Ice.
Yeah.
I'm liking Wave, and I'm liking Skate the Infinity, but we're all liking Skate the Infinity.
Yeah.
So I guess that doesn't count.
That's Escape to Infinity is good.
It's the
So
best.
I used to
love it.
complain about sports anime the same way I complain about idol anime, where all of them are the same, but they actually like will switch up the sports anime sometimes, which they won't do with idol anime. And as a side note, I kind of because I wanted to say this in the premiere thing, but I forgot. I would like to see an idol anime that starts off like a totally normal idol anime, and then a few episodes in, it starts turning into psychological horror. What's Geno Ibuchi
That
up
would
to?
be-
What's Yeah, just starts turning into psychological horror about these girls being groomed by their producer or something. They wouldn't
That
even
would
have to
be-
change all that much, to be honest.
I don't think they'd really have to change anything except for framing.
Yeah, pretty much. Is Urabuchi still playing with puppets? You think he would do that? Because he'd be good at it. But yeah, so last semester, not semester, season, there was Gymnastic Samurai, which was fine. Apparently there's some production issues, so it kind of ended off as a little bit underwhelming, but it was good. And, yeah. And I did threaten to rant a bit about Free.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so the first season of Free is really good. Second season of Free started okay, but then it got really bad. Because they introduced, okay, so in the first season of Free, they had that motherfucker in the form of Reen. But by the end of the season, he had gotten over himself. So they bring out season 2, and they need conflict. So in order to make a conflict, I mean, they do introduce a good and interesting one, which I'll get into, but they also basically try to resurrect Reen in the form of Sosuke, who also cares way too much about the fact that Haru is not interested in the actual competitive aspect of competitive swimming. That he just wants to swim because he likes to swim. And
How terrible. Why would he do that type of thing?
yeah, I mean, like, he's got his issues, and like, but I don't give a shit because it's none of his damn business. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to do too many things at once.
Alright, so do what
Okay, so what they do, how the second season of Free works is that they start off, it's focused on where it should be, which is on Haru and all them, because Haru is the closest thing that Free has to a main character. And then they introduce the conflict, which should be the main conflict of the series, which is that everybody wants Haru to go on to swim professionally, but he's not interested because he doesn't like the competitive element of swimming. He wants to be free, like he wants to do what he enjoys and not be told what to do.
Right, like
a normal person.
Yeah. And because like, again, he's not competitive. So all the competitive stuff is just going to stress him out and annoy him. And he knows this because he's not an idiot. But so they set up this conflict, and then they move away from that for the whole center of the series, focusing on Sosuke and his whole deal, and it's not good, and it was annoying, and I was glad to see him go. And then on the back, it tries to go back to Haru, but by then they've only got like 3 episodes left. And they also want to introduce a thing where it seems like he might need to learn to be less dependent on Makoto, because Makoto wants to go into teaching, which means he's going to go to school in Tokyo. And Haru still hasn't decided what he wants to do. So in the 3 episodes, so in the third to last episode, they set up this thing with Makoto. The second to last episode, Rin shows up, takes Haru to Australia, and first of all, lucky that Haru even had a fucking passport, because he really has no reason to have one. But, whatever. And then at the end of the episode, Haru decides, okay, I'm going to change my personality and start caring about the thing I don't care about now. So that in the last episode, they can just do the nationals. Which means that they just sped run his whole character arc and came to a conclusion that was completely unnatural, that did not suit the character arc that they were given, and basically just had it come off as, they've been nagging me and nagging me and nagging me all fucking year, and I cannot have it anymore, so I'll just do what they want so they'll leave me alone. That's basically what it just kind of came off as. Is that he's not doing what he wants, he's doing what'll shut them up. Which would be fine if that's what they were framing, but they didn't. We were supposed to buy that he really did have this change of heart, even though, again, it did not suit him or his character or his arc up to that point. And that's why Free pisses me off. And why I didn't watch the third season, which, from what I understand, the main conflict of that is somebody getting pissy at him for something he did in middle school, and they're in college at this point, so, like, dude, grow up. So I think I may have made the right call on that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so... That's my issue with Free. And the reason I was going to play Sims today, if it had been willing to work, was because I made a sim based on Haru. So to kind of like play out an alternate ending where he tells them to go fuck themselves and goes on to become an artist. Because he does have other things that he's good at and is interested in other than swimming. He is a good artist. He can cook. He, like, has others, like, in the second episode when they're doing the whole club advertisement, he gets really, like, amazed, like, watching the show that their film club is putting on, and he's just, like, fascinated by this, costume they made of their town mascot, and I think that him deciding to go to film school just because of that would have been a better and more natural resolution to his character arc than what they shoved together in the last minute, just so that they could continue having sequels potentially. Because that's the only reason they did it. It's not because it suits his character. It's because they wanted to be able to make more Free, and Free is a swimming anime, so they need to be able to do swimming, and they can't do that if he decides he doesn't want to swim anymore.
I mean, they could just get a new character who wants to swim.
They could just focus on Reen. He could be the main character. He wants to go to the Olympics. That's an interesting thing that they could follow, but they didn't. So, yeah. And that's why, so there you go. There's my rant on Free.
See, that was very, that's much more subdued a rant than I was promised.
Well, I told you that it was going to be as heated, but less loud. As your rant against Star Wars, Old Republic. Which I believe that it was moderate. Well, I mean, and I'm also tired. It's about as heated as it could get.
Yeah, I think we're all tired today.
Yeah. So I think, if anybody have anything else they want to talk about with sports anime, or should we just wrap it up?
Sports anime.
I have never in my life enjoyed a sports anime except for Skate.
Mm.
I've enjoyed Yuri on Ice because again it was gay and I appreciate gay.
Yeah, you'll like the first season of Free. It's not openly gay, but it is super gay. Like oh yeah, and that right. I forgot to mention the thing with Makoto is that they end up living near each other anyway, so Makoto can continue to wake him up. It's like, why don't you guys just move in together?
What?
Oh, because
Seriously.
Haru tends to take baths early in the morning when he can't swim because he's like heavily coded as autistic and he really likes the sensory. That's why he likes to swim, is because he likes the sensory experience of being in water. So he tends to be in the bath in the morning, so Makoto will always come over and get him out of the bath and say, we gotta go to school. So when they move both to Tokyo, they're going to different schools, but they may as well just move in together if they're gonna keep doing that. You know?
Yeah, but that would be...
makes sense.
Yep. But, you know. Yeah. And besides, it is a swimming anime and you like swimming. You would at least like the first season. You probably wouldn't like Green, though. Green's kind of an asshole in the first season. He has shark teeth, though. They're kind of cool.
He has... What? Shark teeth?
Shark teeth, yep. His teeth are all very sharp.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Free is made by Kyoto Animation, which has a kind of a track record of being really bad at second seasons. Like, their second season of Sound Euphonium also kind of pissed me off because they spent both seasons building up to the Nationals, and then they didn't show them performing at the Nationals. They just kind of skipped past it. Yeah, they went there and then they skipped to to them announcing the results.
I see.
Yeah, it really made me mad. Compared to those things, Endless 8 is a lovely walk in the park.
Endless 8?
That's the thing in Haruhi in the second season of Haruhi that makes everybody mad. They basically played the same episode 8 times in a row.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But, yeah. Alright, so I think that's probably, let's see what next, the final things are on the itinerary. Best and worst of the week. Haley, what's the best TikTok you saw this week?
I don't watch TikTok, so I'm afraid I don't have one.
Alright, what's the worst one you saw this week, Charlie?
Same.
You don't watch them when they come on Tumblr? Well, then we'll try a different one. But then, Haley, what's the best thing you ate this week?
Best thing I ate this week?
Yeah.
Oh, that was last night's jambalaya.
Right. And Charlie, what's the worst thing you ate this week?
Bagel.
Yeah.
Just plain bagel. It was good, but it wasn't the best thing I ate. So.
Yeah. Alright, so the next article coming up is Haley's probably incredibly scathing review of Peter Grill.
Yes, according to the person who read it for me, it's scathing and maybe a little too sarcastic.
Oh, it's fine.
It's called, I'm going to just let you know now, it is titled Male Rape Isn't Funny, a review of Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Which gives you a good idea of the general tone. I'm very angry for all of it. I rewrote it a few times trying to find a less angry but still emotionally honest review in me, and I just ended up going back to the first one I wrote, and except I added a few paragraphs at the end about Piglet, who is bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Well, I never tried for a moderate tone. I basically I usually try to be at least somewhat humorous, to find jokes. I mean, I don't always succeed, but it's just go for whatever tone you like. Whatever tone works for you is the right tone. All right, let's plug stuff. Charlie, plug something.
Heartstoppers. It's a webtoon on Webtoons, and it just got a Netflix adaptation.
Oh, what's that one?
Awesome for them.
What's that one about?
British boys falling in love.
Aw, how cute.
But it's sweet, and it deals with some heavy shit, so just keep that in mind. But it's a good one. And I'm proud of the writer, and I'm happy for them.
Aw. Hey, your turn.
You should read it. It's good.
Yep. Your turn, Haley.
Well, I don't really have anything new to plug. I could plug Oblivion since that's what I'm playing. But I think instead I'm going to recommend that you watch, there's this little Netflix show. It's about 50 episodes long, an hour per episode.
Is it called The Untamed?
It's an adaptation of a light novel that I don't recommend you read, if only because if you like me don't speak Chinese, you'll have to go through a fan translation, and the fan translation isn't ideal. The light novel is called Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. It also has a mispronouncing this like shit, but Dongwa adaptation called Founder of Diabolism, which is available on YouTube for free with English subtitles. That has it has 2 seasons up right now. The 3rd season is supposed to be released at some point this year. But The Untamed is good. Stop attacking me. I'm trying to talk, you little shit. Sorry, I was being attacked by a rat.
Oh, that's not good.
It's about a necromancer and his boyfriend. It's an exploration of revenge, trauma, and precious societies in which we live. And it's very good, and you should watch it. I'm plugging it here because I do not plug it in my Peter Grill review, even though I do plug another show. And so I'm going to make up for it by just plugging it here. Go watch it. It's great. I love it.
Right, and I was going to plug a mobile game, but they can pay me. So if people who make my Manor Matters, if you want me to plug Manor Matters, pay me. My email is 8spiritking@gmail.com. So instead I'll plug another Shonen Jump manga that's fairly recent and very good called Magu-chan, God of Destruction. It's cute. I like it. You should read it. I wanted to have 100 episodes and get an anime. It's about a little girl in high school. No, not high school. She's in junior high. And she finds a little god of destruction who looks like an octopus and adopts it as her pet. And then they go around getting people to sign their names into a little best friend BFF book. And it's the something of the destruction god's blood oaths. And it's incredibly silly and cute. And I adore it with all my heart. And all of you should read it. And yeah. Alright, plug your pluggables.
Just do that?
Promote.
Plug stuff.
Twitch
Yes, promote. Promote your promotables. Sorry.
Haley, wanna go first?
Alright, I stream 3 times a week, Wednesday and Sunday all day, Saturday afternoon at twitch.tv/ArcticChild, ARCTICKCHILD. No special characters, no capitals. I start usually between 10 or 11 in the morning on Wednesdays and Sundays. Wednesday is a bit more iffy because I do make breakfast on Wednesday as well. Play Sims in the morning, and then I try to play Dragon Age in the afternoon. Saturday is only a Sims stream because Sims is destroying my life entirely. But yeah, Wednesday and Sunday starting at about 10 or 11. Saturday afternoon starting about 1:32. At twitch.tv/ArcticChild.
Alright, Charlie, it's your turn.
And yes, and I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/ECPulstein. Wednesdays and Sundays I'm trying to stick to, because those are the days when this sister doesn't have to work, so I can talk in the living room and not worry about volume. But I'll Twitch in it. I might stream any other day. And then there's ECPulstein. No, it's Head Tyrant and No, words. Just
Head Tyrant and Torture Supreme.tumblr.com.
That's on Tumblr. You can come and talk to me about demons and fucking anime if you want and whatever. And that's me. And now it's Ace's turn.
Yeah, I stream here on Twitch. Usually, well, I'm scheduled for Tuesday and then Wednesday after this, and then I did not. But whether Tuesday kind of depends on Radio Dead Air being on Monday, and Radio Dead Air is actually today, so I will not be streaming tonight because whenever Radio Dead Air streams is my regularly scheduled leisure time. But I will be streaming. I also stream Thursdays, well, technically Friday from midnight to 6 a.m. ish. I stream Locho for my late night Locho. Usually Haley will join me for part of that, and then I do the rest on my own. And then if you happen to miss that because you don't want to be up that late, that's cool. I put that on YouTube at A Spirit King, whatever the YouTube channel is. It's also where I put the recordings of this, so chances are you're already there. And yeah, I also have my Tumblr, which is the one where I announce my Twitch streams for video games is Ryota, RHLOTR. The one where I just do general nonsense is Booty Uprooter, which is Booty-Uprooter. I also have Twitter's Booty Uprooter. And that's pretty much it. So,
Tumblr and Twitter too. It's the same username, ArcticChild.
Yeah. And yeah. That's us. And
pretty short today. Sorry about that.
We're all very tired. I only slept an hour and a half last night, and then I tried to nap and failed miserably. So I'm probably gonna try to nap right now.
I got 10 hours of sleep, but that was after having a bit of a crisis where I spilled coffee all over my desk and computer.
Yeah, and I did sleep very, very a lot on Monday and Tuesday. That's why I didn't stream Monday, because I was exhausted. But yeah. So yeah.
And I'm just a generally tired person.
Yeah. So y'all have a great week. Watch
You
some
stay safe.
anime. And
Nice.
get into that good gay shit.
Well,
Everybody take care. Bye bye.
love you.
Love you.
Mwah.
Bye.